Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I just want to talk about manifestation and what does manifestation mean and how manifestation helped me come up in life when I was going through some struggles and some hard times and stuff like that years back. So first of all, what does manifestation mean? Well, it means bringing something tangible into your reality, right? Through like beliefs and attraction, right? You attract what you believe in, right? Kind of like, it takes more though than this willpower and positive thinking, though. Kind of like, you think it will come. Like in the Bible says, ye believe, ye can move mountains. It's kind of like that. They already had this knowledge back in ancient times. Nothing, new is just, coming back around again. A lot of people are becoming more conscious of this stuff. And then you have another thing called law of attraction. So what is law of attraction? It basically means it's kind of like, it's a philosophy that claims that one's thinking determines their like reality. If you think positive, things in your reality will be positive as well because, whatever you are within yourself becomes an outward manifestation. It's like if you thinking really negative, like, oh, I'm having a crappy day, nothing's working out for me, nothing will ever work out for me in life. And guess what? You're going to get exactly that in your reality. It's going to, whatever you are within you, it's like a mirror effect. It becomes an outward manifestation. So basically, it's kind of like you can either be your best friend or your greatest enemy. And, it's kind of like you have that type of power, right? And I just want to also explain, like, this is how I see things when it comes to each one of us on this planet, okay? Like I see things like this. To me, each one of us basically lives in our own individual bubble of reality. So it's like, let me give you an example. Like each person right here lives in their own bubble of reality, right? You have person A, then you got person A, you got person B over here. Let's just say person A, if you take a little peek in their reality, it's like, hey, let me see what's going on in your life. And everything's like, real sunny and rosy and peachy, right? It's like, wow, someone's manifesting a good life for themselves. So, most likely they're probably that way from within themselves. They're positive thinking, they feel positive, all that. Then you got person B over here, you step into their reality, it's like a hot freaking mess, right? There's chaos everywhere, dark clouds, no sunshine, no rainbows, there's chaos and drama. So that tells me person B is either thinking bad, thinking too negative, feeling negative, probably the bad side of karma. I mean, which one is it? Is it either or is it both? So a lot of us aren't aware that we are basically existing in our own individual bubble of reality. That's just how I see things, you know? And it's kind of like we literally, like kind of, for example, we literally hold the keys to our own reality, right? A lot of us looking outside of ourselves for the answers. I was like, hey, help me out. It's like, you hold the keys to your own reality. It's inside of you. It's not outside of yourself. It's inside of you. But we've been conditioned to look outside of ourselves for everything. And we're doing all wrong. We got to look from within ourselves. And then it becomes an outward manifestation. And it's kind of like, we have to learn how to become literally symbolically, I'm using this as a reference, as a living, breathing, talking, thinking magic wand. Okay? It's like, like we literally have to become these things. I'm not saying, using a magic wand and all that stuff. I'm just using this as a reference. You know what I mean? You are magic. Okay. What does magic means? Well, magic is like, it's an extraordinary, like power or influence, like this, that basically come from some supernatural source. Okay, that's one thing magic means. Okay, nothing spooky about it. Okay, I mean, you could take something positive turn to negative. It all depends on what kind of vibes you send it out there, to the universe. Okay, it's like I literally see the universe as like a sponge. Okay, that's how I see things. And whatever you think and feel, it's like the universe just soaks it up, and then it throws it right back and absorbs it, and then send it right back to you. It's like kind of like sending back to sender type of stuff. So I know another thing that I see when it comes to manifestation, right? And also I want to discuss how did I become aware of manifestation. Well, in the past, some years back, doing my own thing, business wise, my own entrepreneur and stuff like that, just doing my own thing. And, going through some tire mode, business start getting slow. I got a lot of respect for people out here doing their own thing. It takes a lot of work. Stuff ain't no joke. But it's just the gamble that you take, Kind of like, damn the torpedo, full speed ahead. It's kind of like that with this stuff. So basically, like I said, going through some tired moments, I was stressed out. I'm like, man, I can't keep drinking my problems away. It's not going to work. I was like in that state. And, I didn't know anything about manifestation, none of that stuff, all this stuff, boring. And I'm thinking, okay, I got to sober up. In order to get myself out of this situation, I got to have a clear mind, right? So I started going to the library. I was been enlightened since I was like 19, but not this extreme, you know. But, me going through these tower modes of past really, transformed me. But, yeah, I went to the library, reading some books, just, trying to get myself situated, trying to get my mind right, and start looking at some stuff online, And I seen something that says how to manifest money. I was like, you know what? That sounds like, hey, I can use that right now. Let me look this up. Let me keep open mind and stuff. I never believed in that thoughts become a thing. Stuff. I thought it was a bunch of bullshit. Just being honest. But like right now, I ain't got nothing to lose. We'll see what this is all about. So I was like, let me check it out. Somebody was like, yeah, you are co-creators. You have the power to create your own reality. I was like, oh, of course, duh. I'm like, why did I pick up on this stuff? You know what I mean? Shoot, in order for me to manifest, I have to have a thought first. And then it becomes something physical, right? So in order for me to make that happen, I gotta have a thought. I gotta have an imagination. And I was like, okay. So in the past, I was a very negative thinking person. It wasn't really no happy good thoughts going in my head, literally. So I didn't really realize that, the way I think and feel could have a huge, huge after effect on my reality. But I'm very aware of it now. But I start seeing some stuff online too that says something about people saying, "Oh, I used a secret to get a car. How I used a secret to, manifest a house that I always wanted. I used a secret to pay my bills." I was like, you know what? Let me look this stuff up. The secret. Somebody said they used a secret. They had a poster board and they used pictures. They pasted all these pictures on the poster board like a visual board, and they was able to manifest this and this on their visual board. And they always wanted to be in the front of the magazine. They showed the magazine they always wanted to be the front cover of. And they didn't get the front cover of that magazine, but they got inside the magazine. They showed a picture of themselves in the magazine. I was like, shoot, let me look this up. So, that day I went to Walmart, got me a poster board, a marker, start writing. This manifesting, but I'm like happy as I'm doing it, man. And remind you, I'm going through a storm right now. We behind on bills and shit. You know what I'm saying? We going through some stuff right now, okay? So, I'm like, yeah, I'm like happy, It's like, okay. And, before I knew it, things started to change in my reality. a lot of doors start opening up. And I was like, holy crap, this stuff is like real. I was like, man, it's like you can't make this stuff up. I'm like, you know what, this is pretty cool. And I was like, like finding money on the floor. Like literally I could be walking somewhere, boom, I might find like a $20 bill on the ground. And here I am just thinking about it. I mean, literally, like, hey, I wonder if I could manifest finding money, right? So I'm thinking about finding money, and bam, I might see like $5 on the freaking ground, like right there in my path. Like spooky shit, you know, it was happening like quite a bit. And I was like, man, you know, I was thinking, wow, my power's back, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang, my power's back. I'm thinking, wait a minute, you know what I mean? No, it's not back. You already had it. You just wasn't conscious or aware of it. That you literally have the keys to your own reality. You hold the keys. It's in you. Been in you this whole time. You just didn't know it. You know? And another thing a lot of us have to learn how to become is alchemists. We have to learn how to become powerful alchemists. Now, what is alchemy? Alchemy basically, let me show you. Alchemy. This is a book on alchemy. Okay? It's a book on alchemy. Basically, give some tips on how to manifest and all that stuff. So, what does alchemy mean? Now, how did I become aware of alchemy? Well, first of all, I was watching this Japanese cartoon called Full Metal Alchemist, right, back in the day. And I was like fascinated by this character in the cartoon that was able to touch things, like the things around us, like we call it matter, right? Things around us matter. He was able to touch this matter around us and transform it to different stuff. And I was thinking, man, you know, I became intrigued with that. And come to find out, you know, alchemy basically goes back to Egypt again, you know, just like the documentary called The Secret talks about how the ancient Egyptians understood these things, you know, we call it magic, right? They already understood these concepts back in ancient times. Just kind of been suppressed and buried. Naturally, you know, you think these dark forces want you to understand how powerful you are? They can't control you and manipulate you. Figure this stuff out. This stuff will change your life. You know, I'm talking from experience here. It helped me come out of a freaking dark place that I was once in. So, like I said, alchemy means what? Transformation. That's what alchemy means. Transforming something into something else. There's many different forms of alchemy out here, okay? Many different types. And also, it's another book that I really enjoy reading. It's called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. Now you can go on YouTube and get the you know, the audio book. You ain't gonna really buy the book, but you know, I just bought the physical book. But it really talks about some amazing things about the power of the subconscious mind. You know, and then we talking about like spiritual concepts, and we talking about science. We talking about spirituality and science combined. You know, we got to have these polarity. We got to have duality here, duality. You know, we got to have the two to kind of balance you out here. You don't want to just have one and not the other. That's an imbalance. You want to have balance. You know, you don't want to be all too spiritual in the freaking ethers, and here you are floating in the clouds. Okay? You know, you got to ground yourself here. All right? So, this is a good book. I would highly recommend looking into this. Give you some good tips on manifestation and stuff like that. Even give you some references going back into the Bible, how they understood these concepts as well about manifestation. Good book. Let me break down the power of the subconscious mind, because most people don't understand the difference between the conscious mind and subconscious mind. Okay, your subconscious mind, like when I was manifesting, playing around with manipulating energies, it was kind of like, at first, you know, I had like a battle going on within my mind. It was like something was telling me, are you out your damn mind? You think you're going to find some money on the ground? Are you kidding me? You know, I was literally going through this. It was like literally I was like a war going on within my mind out here. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, okay, this is my conscious mind and subconscious mind battling. So the conscious mind is the gatekeeper of the subconscious mind. You see, that subconscious mind believes anything. Kind of like how a hypnotist work their magic to bypass the conscious mind and get access to the subconscious mind. Right? They start planting seeds up in that joker. The subconscious mind can't tell the difference between physical and non-physical. You see what I'm saying? So basically, I had to say, like, hey, I had to tell my conscious mind, like, hey, take a hike. Leave the manifestation stuff to me. You know what I mean? I'm telling my conscious mind, you just focus on your five senses: sight, smell, touch, and hearing, right? You just focus on that and let me take care of this stuff right here. I literally had to go through that because that conscious mind would start throwing like negative beliefs into your head, doubts, fear, like, oh shit, you know what I mean? It's like I literally had to fight with my mind. I had to like cast that sucker to the side, and then I was able to make something happen. And then I noticed when I was playing around with, manifestation, I noticed visualizing wasn't really working for me too much. I did notice that. And then something told me I need to put some emotions behind the things that I'm visualizing. Because the subconscious mind can't tell the difference between physical and non-physical. But when I put that feeling, that good vibe behind that vision, it made it more believable to my subconscious mind. And plus, I'm vibrating higher, right? We're talking about law of attraction now. So, that worked for me very well, like I said, it gave me chills, how fast I was able to manifest faster when I started visualizing and putting emotion behind it. And your emotions come from what? Your heart space. So people call your emotional body your feminine energy within yourself. Okay, your masculine energy represents the logical mind, right? So we got to have, duality again, polarities. And also, let me give you some more good tips on manifestation. Like a good time to manifest, I would highly recommend. This is what I do sometimes. I normally go out on a full moon cycles. Okay, some people call the moon Luna. Nothing new, old knowledge again. It's a perfect time to manifest. So basically, I go out on the full moon and I manifest. I speak things. When you're speaking things out loud, you're casting spells and don't even realize that you're casting spells. When you're thinking, you're all that's energy. Everything's energy. It doesn't just disappear. It grows. It gets stronger and stronger. Remember, I see the universe as what? A sponge. It's going to absorb all that and send it right back to you like a what? Boomerang. So that's why it's very important for us to become a master of our own thoughts and emotions, something that I had to learn how to do. Matter of fact, and when I came across becoming a master of my own thoughts and emotions a whole lot more better, it's kind of like, like I said, back in the day, I was thinking very negative. It was like weird for me to think happy thoughts. I'm like, man, I felt like Peter Pan up in this bitch. Like the movie Pan with Robert Williams. He had a hard time learning how to fly because he had a hard time thinking about a happy thought. And then when he was able to tap into that, find that again, he was able to fly. He was able to help activate his abilities. It's kind of like that, So what I started doing when I started playing around, trying to become more of a master of my own thoughts and emotions. Like, remember, I was going through a storm. I'm pretty sure we've been through that. Like I tell people all the time, when I was going through it, I said, look, I don't feel bad about what you're going through. I'm going through some stuff too. You might not see it because I'm not showing it. I'm not showing what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, guess what? Like they said, what? I said, my lights is out. But guess what? What? I'm happy. Like I'm a little happy about lights being out, all right? Literally, electric's out, power's out, you know what I'm saying? You behind the fucking wreck, but we happy, you know what I'm saying? I gotta keep my vibes high. I feel like I got all this pressure weighing down on me. So like when I keep my vibes high, when I think positive, I could feel like I have like this protective shield around me or something. That's what it felt like. I felt like I had to keep thinking positive and be happy, at all costs. This bowl about to crack, So it's kind of like, here you are praying, when you're praying, it's kind of like manifestation, right? You're manifesting as you pray, right? It's kind of like similar, right? Kind of like you're going through some hard times. It's like, hey, Jesus, please help me pay my bills. It's kind of like that. I'm pretty sure Allah has been there, but, come to find out, hey, you hold the keys to the streets. Do something about it. You manifest your way out of this hole that you got yourself in. That's basically what I was dealing with, you know what I mean? Hell, like I said, lights out, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna cook me some fish today. You know, got my candles and stuff, you know what I mean? Can't use the electric stove with the power is out. I was like, I'm gonna go get me a little propane gas grill used for camping. Fry me some fish, you know what I mean? Fry me some fish, you know, happy, you know, smoke all up in the place. You know, and I look over here, and my dog like standing by the door, like, get me the hell up out of here. You're gonna kill us. You know, but yeah, real talk. Real, it's a true story. But like I said, I share information about this stuff to other people in my own inner circle, and I had some people like, you know, thank me, like, man, you know, you shared information about law of attraction really helped me come up in my life. You know, helped me come, you know, get through some tough times. You know, I was like, yeah, I know. So you're welcome. I know this how powerful this stuff is. I know it helped me out. It's the least I could do. You know, I could be selfish and keep this stuff to myself, right? Be all about service to self and not to others. I could easily do that, but you know, I didn't. You know, I shared information on people, they came up hell quick to the point where it gave me chills about seeing the stuff they've been manifesting out here like fast. I'm like, damn. You know, shocking. I mean, it was a shock to me. You know, share some information with people about manifestation, and you know, hey, some people gave me gifts. Like, man, I appreciate that. And that information really helped me out. I said, so how does it feel? How does it feel knowing that you have the power to create your own reality? You know, I know somebody was going through some stuff. You know, they had like issues going on, and you know, their dog, their child, or whatever had some like health problems. And I said, look, everything's gonna be okay. I said, you know what I'm doing, right? I'm like, what are you doing? I said, I'm manifesting a better outcome. Because right now you all balled up and messed up. I'm like, you know, you ain't making things any better this way. Gotta get out of that low vibration you in right now. You're thinking negative. Started playing all sorts of negative seeds into the subconscious mind. Things ain't getting better for you, okay? You gotta start thinking more positive. I said, they're gonna be okay. Then soon after that, I don't hear nothing about, you know, their child having a health problem, nothing like that. Like, never heard of. Like, yeah, I was like, how's your child doing? Like, oh, they're doing better, so much better. Like, yeah, they don't have any more problems. Like, yeah, I told you. You gotta think positive out here. It's crucial. Like, I know somebody in the past that I came across, they was going through some tough times in their life. I said, you know, what's going on with you? I haven't seen in a while. What's going on? Around this time, I started to understand how manifestation works. I was like, well, you know, I tried to commit suicide, so they had put me in a mental institution. I was like, what? I said, why? They said, well, I feel like there's no hope for me because nobody won't hire me because I got a record. I was like, you know what? Don't listen to that crap. I said, I tell you what, you know, look at this document. Okay, I'm going to teach you some law of attraction here. I'm going through some stuff right here. Right now, I'm not showing it, but I'm going through some stuff too. But, you know, I'm happy. So you got to keep your vibes high at all costs as much as possible. Okay, because you don't want to start manifesting storm into your life. I said, you know what I mean? You show up, you know, you come show up to places like happy, vibrant, high. You know, them doors gonna open up for you. And then next time I saw them, they was like happy and stuff. Like, hey, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. It's like, well, you know, I just got me another job, and you know, they're paying me this and this. I said, wow. I said, congratulations, you know. I said, how did you get the job? They said, you know, I went up in there and was honest with the people, you know, was come up in there positive with a positive attitude. Told those people, like, look, I don't know nothing about this stuff, this type of job, but I'm a hard worker and I'm willing to learn. Remember, this person had a record. And people took a chance with them and, you know, gave them a job. See, they manifested that out for themselves in their reality. I was like, I can't interfere in your bubble of reality. You know, even though one mind is very powerful, right? Can you imagine group minds? It's kind of like, you know, another way that I see manifestation. Let's just look at it as a sword, right? It's a wooden sword. So when you up there thinking negative, it's kind of like you're grabbing a sword by the blade, right? You're grabbing it by the blade. Which is very silly because now your hands all cut up and shit. You know, you're hurt now. You're bleeding all over the place. That's self-sabotaging. You're self-sabotaging yourself. Something I was guilty of doing in the past myself. But I had to come out of that. It's like I had to feel like I had to go through what I went through in order for me to realize how I have the power to create my own reality. So once you start thinking positive and coming out of that negative feeling and thinking, it's kind of like now you're holding the sword by the handle. You see what I'm saying? It's a whole lot more comfortable. You know, this is basically how I see this stuff too. And also another thing that a lot of us are kind of like, you know, guilty of is like we overthink stuff, okay? We overthink. When it comes to manifestation, people think that your thoughts and beliefs have to be about the size of a baseball or a basketball or whatever. Say, we can use this as a reference. You know, some of us think that our thoughts have to be about the size of a basketball. Not your thoughts, but your beliefs. You know, we've been thinking that our beliefs have to be about the size of a basketball, right? If not that, we think that our faith and our beliefs have to be about the size of a tennis ball. It doesn't even have to be that big. It literally could be about the size of what? Mustard seeds, right? Mustard seeds are like about the same size as little bird seeds. This is mustard seeds. And like in the Bible, it says, you know, your faith doesn't have to be it could be about the size of a mustard seed. So this is what a mustard seed looks like. We're overthinking this stuff. Mustard seeds are very, very small, like bird seeds. Like I said, he already understood these concepts back in ancient time. It's just like a lot of us are like basically on this planet being manipulated to self-sabotage ourselves. They've been doing a good job at this stuff. It's kind of like, you know, we're being manipulated to practically put ourselves in a mental prison. It's like you put yourself in this situation, only you have the power to get yourself out of it. Remember, you create your own world. And another thing that I use to help me become more conscious of how I'm feeling and thinking, I started carrying something like this around. It's a clear quartz crystal. Clear quartz crystal. This is good when it comes to even, you know, help amplifying your thoughts, whether it's positive or negative. Okay. And don't be secure this in my pocket, you know, and I used to think like, wait a minute, I got this crystal on me. Let me watch how I'm thinking to feel. I had to like train myself, like do reverse psychology on myself. Stop thinking so negative. Like I said, I kept on thinking positive. I was able to get myself out of a messed up situation. I was going through a storm out here, you know, in the past, you know what I mean? So yeah, it really humbled me up, I tell you that. And also another reference I want to use when it comes to manifestation, like it's a movie called I think Inkheart, right? In the movie, it's like they were reading books and when they had like these amazing magical powers, right? That only certain people on the planet had. It's kind of like they always tell us something in these movies, right? You know, signs of synchronicities in the matrix that we call Earth. So in the movie, they would speak things and things would come into existence. I was like, wow, like manifesting. We're manifesting. It's like your words is literally like your magic wand. When you're spelling, also you're casting spells. And you don't even know it. So it's also good to write things down and then speak it into existence, right? You know, use all your senses, you know, use all your five senses, stuff like that. Write it down. That's what I do sometimes too. I write it down, then I speak it into existence. I put that feeling that I have it. I don't worry about the how. You don't worry about that. You leave that to the universe. Some of y'all call it God. Leave all that to the universe, all right? You know, this trust, you know, it's where faith comes into play. Faith. And your faith, you know, could be about the size of what? A mustard seed. Not a pepper seed. Mustard seed. Okay, don't overthink this stuff. But you know, you're gonna have to bow that conscious mind. Like, are you nuts? You know, trust me, I've been through it. And also, I see like like our lives as like, it's kind of like a book, like this book right here. Like, you know, I see our life as a book. It's like we're the writer and author of our own book. And the producer is the universe. The publisher is the universe when it comes to our books. And this book, like I said, represents our life. Like you're the writer and author of your book, and this book represents your life. And the publisher of your book is the universe. We hope y'all call God. Remember, you are co-creators here. Because, you know, my whole philosophy in life was like, you know, I felt like either I get, like my whole philosophy of life in the past was like this, okay? Either I get a good roll of the dice or I don't in life. I ain't think I had control over squat. And man, was I wrong, guys. And it feels good knowing that you have the power to control your own, like I said, individual bubble of reality. Stuff will change your life, man. You know, change mine. That's why I do what I do. You know, at least I can do is share with you guys what, you know, I experienced and how I came up out of a messed up situation. And I share this information with other people doing one-on-one conversations and even people moaning in the circle, and I'm seeing their life change. And to the point where sometimes it freaks me out, you know. I'm thinking, wow, you know. It's like we're literally like our own genies and don't even know it. You know, so, you know, you ain't got to put up with this stuff out here. You know what I mean? You ain't got to put up none of this, guys. You know, it's time for you guys to take your power back. And also, you know, talk to this planet. You know, planet Earth is a living being. You know, when we're vibrating low, the planet vibrates low. We're all connected. Now, back in ancient time, we call it what? The law of oneness. They already stood these concepts, but some ain't for that. You know, I don't care. Pull a picture of the planet and you speak some positive stuff to this planet. It's kind of like killing two birds with one stone. We're vibrating low and we're doing horrific things to each other. That has a huge effect on the vibration of this planet as well. And it's like we're being manipulated to self-sabotage ourselves as well as keeping this planet at low vibration, which is some entities' comfort zone. They don't vibrate high. They ain't their comfort zone. They ain't for that shit. You kidding me? It's like Kryptonite and Superman to these entities. They don't like that positivity stuff. Love is God and God loves. Some are anti that. Some are pro-hate, fear. Some are anti-love and peace and joy. So it makes me wonder, is it our thoughts and our emotions that we project into these words that give words its life force energy? For example, someone's going to make a word. Someone told me, say, Ola, Ola, Ola Dale. I'm thinking, okay, Ola Dale, Ola Dale. Like, it doesn't mean anything to me, right? I'm just saying the word. But once you tell me that word means something, like my language, joy, now I'm going to associate that word, Ola Dale, with what? Positivity. So I literally gave that word life force energy. Gave you some meaning. I gave you some substance. You know, I gave it life by me projecting something, associating that word with something positive. You know, so like I said, you know, it's also a thing you can check out online. You could check out the frequency of the planet. It's called the Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance. Check that out on YouTube. You know, it just shows you in real time the vibration of this planet. The planet was at 7.6 hertz for the longest. Now, when last time I checked, it was around 50 hertz, maybe more than that now. They said about a few weeks ago, the Schumann resonance went crazy. They said they never seen nothing like it. That's more proof that this planet is vibrating at a higher vibration. So if this planet vibrated high, that means some of you are adapting along with it. So, you know, check that out. I'll see if I can post a link to one of the videos below in the description box. You know, just look into it. You know, it's real-time stuff. And I'm not talking about beliefs here. I'm talking about something, you know, tangible here. Okay, so, you know, like I said, you know, you guys, you know, hey, you have the power to create your own reality and not put up with this crap in society. It's time for you guys to take your power back.